Hey guys, Vanilla Tried here, and I hate new things. Why do people like these things so much? They were out like yesterday. I like my things old and experienced. Same goes for video games. Who plays new releases when you can just go back and play thousands of games you haven't played yet? My doctor said I have an unhealthy obsession, but I call this a lifestyle. Like, what is this? Hatsune Miku Project Sekai. Why is this so new? It's flossy, refined, it hurts my eyes. I wish this had low polygons and plays in 480p. Project DIVA for the PlayStation Portable is a game made in 2009 as a response to the incredible success of Hatsune Miku. The game received 2 more sequels until it was eventually moved onto a better console. When you think about it, these were like the games that made Project Sekai to be what it is today. It's like the parents of Project Sekai. Now this is more like it. Old games, no internet connection required to play, and gacha doesn't even exist. God knows I have a problem with gambling. Now the game was made and published as a Japan exclusive only, meaning there's no way to play this game in English besides the fan-made English patch. So the footage you're seeing might not look like what you remember the game. For one, you can read, like, I understand this. This says option. Despite being a Japanese exclusive series, the game was met with an overwhelming success, and by 2012, the 3 games collectively sold over 1 million copies. I was never really a big fan of rhythm games. I panic way too much, and whenever anything is on screen, I jump. But seeing how dedicated the roleplay community is made me cave in and finally get my hands near the video game series. And I must say, I don't regret my decision at all. Most of the time, I had fun with the games, and they held up pretty well despite being as old as I am. We started off with the first Project DIVA. The game started off with a big block of text telling me it doesn't have an auto-saving feature, meaning I'll have to save manually. Remember that, it'll come in handy for the plot later on in the video. Upon first impression, I'm assuming that you'll have to save Hatsune Miku in this story, as she's seen floating in the middle of the menu screen. And the only way to save her is through music. There are 4 songs available at the start, with 36 songs in total that you can unlock by progressing through the game. Each song has 3 difficulty, easy with only 1 button required to play it, normal with 2 buttons, and hard which uses all the buttons. Each difficulties are also rated by stars. The more stars a song gets, the harder it is to play. Depending on the arrow rotating clockwise on the screen, you are given a rank based on how well you time your click. Perfect and fine gives you score, while save, sad, and worse says fuck you, eat a dick, and take away your energy. The more you miss, the more energy you drain, which affects the amount of score you get and also could end your game shortly. The system might seem harsh at first, but the longer you play the game, the more you're used to it. It's like an abusive parent. Soon enough you won't even feel the physical abuse. It's great. All the songs were selected from hit artists in the vocal community, and reimagined as a 3D CG music videos played in the background of each stage. You can definitely feel its age, but they still look great despite the limitation of the console, and serve their purpose very well. I'm not the one to judge, I look worse. Your performance in each stage does not affect the background visual, but if you miss a note entirely, Hatsune Miku will stop singing to judge you for your incompetency. By the end of each stage, you are given a results screen with ranking based on how well you did. The site goes in depth to how many percentage of the stage you clear, how many mistakes you made, but we're not here for that. I'm here to save Hatsune Miku. She's floating in the metaverse. I don't have time. Wait, she's fine. Outside of the main rhythm game, you can visit Hatsune Miku in her room, which you can clearly see she's fine. There's nothing you're supposed to do in her room besides watching her do her daily routines of sleeping and staring at the walls for hours on end. Why? It felt like an unfinished feature developers just added in for the sake of content. I could just ignore it and move on, but like, I'm making a video, so I have a duty to fulfill. There are also outfits and modules you can unlock by completing songs in different difficulty. I actually kinda like this. It gives the player a reason to beat a song and a reason to return to a song. I beat in World is Mine, and now I'm going to beat World is Mine in the correct outfit. Other than that, there's a picture gallery of all the fan art made by the community, which are also unlockable by beating stages. Editor mode. Stay away from me. Overall, Project DIVA 1 was a great game, but it lacked in contents, and most importantly, the story is convoluted and makes no sense. Something I hope the sequel would fix. I also felt the controller wasn't utilized as it should have been, because my left thumb felt like it was left out throughout the entire game. 7 out of 10. Project DIVA 2 was released only a year after its predecessor, and was overall an improved version of the first game. The first thing you probably notice is that Miku is free? There are now over 52 obtainable songs, a significant increase from the first game selection as there are more vocalists to choose from. We have the original main protagonist of the series, Hatsune Miku, her sidekick twins, Rin and Ren, her parental figures, Miko and Kaito, and her love interest Luca. Don't correct me in the comment section, I know what I'm talking about. With new Vocaloid models to choose from, comes with an increased variety of artists and songs, but most importantly, new gameplay. Remember the problem I had with the last game? Something about not utilizing the full capability of the controller? Well, now you need 2 thumbs. With the introduction of the arrow nodes, the players are required to press the D-pad and the button at the same time in order to clear it, giving more use to your left hand. And if that wasn't enough, the developers said, fuck it, give them cocaine, and threw in a new difficulty called Extreme. The difficulty spike was a nice addition to the game. Now you can spend an unhealthy amount of time practicing each song instead of focusing on becoming a better member of society. The background animated visual remains the same, even though this wasn't really an issue since it was only released a year after the first one. I don't think anyone's expecting an entire overhaul. The sequel added a lot more content, mainly the inclusion of in-game stores where you can buy modules and item gifts for your Vocaloids using points you earn from each stage. This incentivized the players to earn in order to purchase things from the store, giving more purpose to actually mindlessly clicking buttons for hours on end. The gifts can be given to each Vocaloids member, which will decorate their room, giving more purpose to the concept of this mode. I think we've covered everything there is to cover in the game. The editor mode is still here, and I'm still choosing to ignore it. But it feels as if something's missing. Like, something I haven't talked about yet. The story! What happened to Miku floating? Why is the autosave here now? What exactly is happening? Okay, so I found a video that is supposedly a movie of the second game, which should explain the plot of Serie. This will change everything. It'll tell us why Miku was floating, what happened to the autosave feature that was in the first game, as well as the 8 out of 10. Project DIVA Extend. Can you guess what it is? Came out a year after its brother, Project DIVA Extend is an extension of the second game with more songs added alongside returning title. With 45 songs, the game takes a step back from the second game, although not much has changed. There isn't much to talk about here, the game games and the rhythms. Despite the game's lack of flair, it's probably one of my favorite, only because my favorite song is included, Rolling Girl. I love this song. A physical copy is definitely hard to find in this day and age, and the fact that the game is in Japanese only makes it even more inaccessible to beginners of the series. I feel like everyone should be able to emulate these games very easily, even on an Android device. I ask you to please check these games out, they were really great. Even though I probably made fun of some of the features, I really enjoyed my time with them. They were genuinely great games, and I had a lot of fun. And I think that's it for now. See ya.